How are the Mets able to get Verlander? Like, that is not fair at all. The fact that the Mets are able to get Verlander is ridiculous. And that's the only good thing that happened today. It's literally the only good thing that happened today. There's no other signings. It's just going to be this one thing. Justin Verlander to the Mets. The only thing that's going to happen today. It's ridiculous. Wait a second. That's the real jet. Pass him! We just got Trea Turner! Oh my god! We just got Trea Turner! Oh my goodness! We just got Trea Turner! We just got our shortstop of the future! Yes! We got a fast shortstop! And a number 2 hitter in the order. Maybe a leadoff guy. But 11 years is a lot, though.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. I'm your host, Riley Rich. Let's go! One-0, that's another fly ball to center field. Garcia going back to the track. Leaping, it's gone! That one has enough distance to get out. We got no! You are listening to the It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia podcast, covering the Philadelphia Phillies, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Penn State Nittany Lions football team. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the host of IASSP, Riley Rich. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it actually happened. The Phillies didn't screw up with their shortstop. They actually went after the guy that we needed. It's unbelievable. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. I'm your host, Riley Rich, and today we're going to be doing a short little episode about the Trea Turner signing. My goal, I was going to do this immediately after the winter meetings. The reason why I didn't do anything for the last week and a half is because, I was trying to process my feelings. A lot of things happened in the winter meetings very quickly, and I think in order to be rational about this, I needed that time to actually settle down and calm myself. You'll see why. Number 2, I wanted to get scheduling done for this because this isn't going to be the only episode about the winter meetings. So my plan is, as I'm recording this on Friday night, this should come out on Friday night, I'm going to try to do like a joint Verlander, like DeGrom leaving. I know that seems like ages ago, but DeGrom leaving, the Verlander signing, and the Sean Murphy trade, like basically just combining whatever the Mets and Braves did into something, and then the rest of the Phillies moves. So like Taijuan Walker and Matt Strahm, and no, not Jake Cave. Just combine them all into its own separate video. And so that should be, so the Mets and Braves should be tomorrow, and tomorrow I mean Saturday, and Taijuan Walker, Matt Strahm, and the rest of the Phillies moves will be on Sunday. And then if we go into the week leading up to Christmas, which is absolutely crazy, this year absolutely flew by. But that's how my scheduling for all the winter meeting coverage is going to go, and then we'll go from there. So before we get into this, make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you listen, whether that be YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Again, same thing. You guys have been crushing it, like, ever since September, ever since everyone went back to school. You guys have been absolutely crushing it. Just keep the momentum going. Like, honestly, I know it's the offseason. We're not going to have a lot of action, but just seeing the numbers right now, I mean, it might not be the World Series episode, but still, it gets me really excited for Season 3 and how it's going to look as we do the 2023 season. So, thank you guys for that. And merch, you guys know where to get merch. I haven't worn my merch in a very long time in an episode, but whatever. It's getting cold now. I need to actually need to cop one of the sweatshirts. If you guys want merch, bonfire.com/store/IASSP-merch. I'm an idiot. And I forgot to do Christmas merch. I was going to, and I didn't, and I'm so sorry about that. But I'll try to make some new things in the future so that we leading up to season 3. And with all that being said, let's begin. Let's get into this Trea Turner signing. Absolutely ridiculous. 11 years, $300 million. I know what a lot of you are saying. 11 years is a very long time, especially for a 29-year-old player. Or 28-year-old player. No, 29, and he'd be playing until he's 40. Yes. I understand that 11 years is a very long time. I understand that Trea Turner's not going to be the player he is now in 2033. And I understand that. And I know Dave Dombrowski and the Phillies understand that. However, there is absolutely no way you are signing him to under 30 million if you give him 6 years. And also, he wanted one of those massive deals so that he could stay in the same city for the rest of his career. Thankfully, like Bryce, he chose Phillies. So it's 11 years, $300 million, 27.217. It continues on. So that would be 27,272,727 per year. And actually, I don't know why I'm acting like that's an accomplishment because I looked it up before, but he's actually being paid by the dollar, which is absolutely hilarious. Fun fact, he actually goes up by $3 for his last year in 2033, just to round up. I think that's absolutely hilarious. And it's absolutely worth it. So in 2022 with the LA Dodgers, I got Trea Turner. He played 160 games. He had a 298 average, a 343 on base percentage, 466 slugging, 809 OPS, which is a 121 OPS plus, 21 home runs, 100 RBIs, 27 stolen bases, 18.5% strikeout rate. For reference, Gene Segura's was around 15%, so roughly near the same contact rate. Again, a little bit more swing and miss, but you also get a little bit more power with Trea Turner, so it kind of balances out. He's got a 342 BABIP, which is batting average on balls in play, 356 WOBA, a 3 win percentage average, and a 4.9 WAR. And then pulling up his baseball savant stats, he's got a 48th percentile average exit velocity, 86th percentile max exit velocity, 60th percentile hard hit percentage, 71st percentile xWOBA, 89th percentile expected batting average, 72nd x slugging, 48th barrel percentage, 68th K rate, 25th walk rate, 39th whiff rate, 22nd chase rate. The big one is the 99th percentile sprint speed, 47th percentile that's above average, and 39th percentile arm strength. Whew. So, if you understand all those stats, I salute you forever, and you are one of the homies. But if you don't, and you are absolutely confused by all of the numbers that I thrown at you, let me try to break this down the best I can. In Trea Turner, the Philadelphia Phillies are getting a top-of-the-order hitter. They're getting speed for the first time in forever. Yes, congratulations. You're not going to see Kyle Schwarber stealing bases as much because we actually have someone to pull it off now. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Brandon Marsh's speed, but Trea Turner is just one of the fastest men in baseball, and that's not a doubt. There's no doubt. And I'm sorry, but no one's beating Corby Carroll. He's way too fast. He might not have the glove of Dansby Swanson, but he at least has enough hitting prowess to cover up for that. And he's not a terrible defender, too. He's an average defender, which is better than the options that the Phillies are currently presenting themselves with. And he's amazingly clutch. He's shown that with the Dodgers. Now, again, the thing about these Dodgers players, like the reason why I wanted to go get Andrew Heaney in my perfect Phillies offseason episode is because they kind of just like all of like the Dodgers had so many stars that I know that Trea Turner's an elite player, so it really doesn't apply to him. But for like all of the good performances, they kind of just slid into the background while like Mookie Betts and everybody had MVP like campaigns. You haven't really heard that much about like Will Smith or I don't even like Gavin Lux or Mac. I know Max Muncy didn't do that great, and Bellinger, you didn't hear that much about him too. Didn't hear about him so much that they completely rejected his qualifying offer, and he's gonna be playing in the Windy City next year. Uh, but Trea Turner, I hit again. Might not have been Mookie Betts, might not have been an MVP, but he was at least clutch enough when he needed to. So like again, if Bryce is not up, then at least we have Trea Turner there. He's a very exciting player. I know Dave Dombrowski said that a ton in his press conference, but he's an exciting player. I would agree he's one of the more fun players to watch. I mean, his slides go a long way. Couldn't do this episode without bringing that up. And of course, as Trey mentioned in his press conference, he has amazing chemistry with Bryce and Schwarber and all of those guys, so he'll fit right in. When I think the big question again, after like again most of this I'm judging based off of the press conference that Trea Turner did, but I think the larger question at hand is where in the world is he going to hit in the order? Because I think one of the things about Bogaerts that people were so excited about was he was a solidified two-hitter, and there really wasn't that much debate in that. But at least with Trea Turner, there's like, I mean, he's got too much speed not to leave out of the leadoff spot, but you still don't really have that like quality two-hitter. So I think the main question from that was first or second, and of course you got the typical Trea Turner, I don't make those decisions. Rob Thompson does and Dave does, and I like that Trea Turner did a little dig on Kyle Schwarber's speed, which is excellent. He'll fit right in here with our culture. But I think I tried to look back on his 2021 because I know 2022 he played like basically every game at leadoff, and there really wasn't this debate. But with 2021, Schwarber split time with the Nationals and the Red Sox, and he really hit from a ton of different places. He did hit a little bit from the leadoff. I think he didn't even have any spot in the order where he's played more than 25 games or even 25 games. But he played like between the Nationals and the Red Sox. He hit leadoff, he hit second, he hit fourth, he even hit sixth, which I think would be a little bit crazy considering he led the National League in home runs this year. But I just want to bring up his second spot was really what caught my eye. He played 22 games from the second spot, 312 average, 465 on base, 558 slugging. It's a 1023 OPS, 5 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a 166 OPS plus. And then Turner from leadoff, he played 23 games this year with the Dodgers. It was a 337 average, a 371 on base, a 570 slugging, an 892 OPS, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, and a 148 OPS plus. Comparing that to his second and third, which were both 108 OPS plus across the board, I think the value is just there for Turner to hit leadoff. And then you might have Schwarber hitting second, and then based off the playoff run, I think it's pretty easy to assume that Real Muto is hitting third, and then you can kind of like go up for debate on when Bryce comes back, if he's hitting cleanup or not, and then he can basically go down the list of like Hoskins and Bohm and Castellanos and all those other guys. But I think Turner hitting leadoff would be the best way that the best way he adds to this team. I mean, again, I could talk all day about the reasons why Trea Turner is so exciting and why this side is so great, but a few things to be a little bit worried about. Number one, again, kind of hard to mention that he's being signed until he's 40, which isn't great. I mean, he's obviously not going to have the same talent as he will next year in 2033, but I mean, at least the pay grade is down, and if hopefully he can have like a Pujols year. We're not asking him to steal bases at 4 years old, but as long as he can put the ball in play, that's all we need. Some of the baseball savant numbers are really, really hard to look at. Like, he's like a leadoff hitter. Like, I basically just told him that he's a leadoff hitter. He's supposed to be the prototypical guy. He's supposed to have the speed. He doesn't really have the contact that we really need. Again, lower than Segura, and he's like about average in K rate. He's 39th percentile in whiff percentage and 22nd in chase rate. Someone who's swinging and missing. We've seen that way too much with this team. Shadow Castellanos. I really don't. As long as Kevin Long can like try to get him to cut back on his chases outside the zone, then I think he'll be fine, but still not the greatest. Also, again, he's known for a little bit of power too, but he's got 48th percentile barrel rate and 40th percentile average exit velo, which really isn't the greatest. But again, I think Trea Turner seems really excited to work with Kevin Long, and I mean Kevin. I think I just read something from Matt Gill, amazing writer, that Kevin Long is like taking over like the entire organizational like hitting approach, and hopefully he can like kind of incorporate Trea Turner into that system, and kind of get him to hit more. I mean, I know I'm asking for the best of both worlds, where he cuts down on his strikeouts and like hits the ball a little bit harder, but you know, I would say the cutting down the strikeouts is more important, but still. And then again, he's an average defender, and keep in mind, Bohm can make the highlight reel plays, but can't really make the routine ones that well. Again, I know I'm judging based off April alone, but hopefully he can like maintain form, but we'll see. We'll see. Please don't turn into a poor man's Devers in the field. I really don't want to see that. And then Hoskins might not be the greatest in the field, and Bryson Stott's transitioning over to second, and you need time to get him to learn the position. Even though he's got that in the minors, he still needs to develop at the major leagues. So, yeah, the defense is a little bit concerning, but I think we already knew that, and I think we already talked about that way too much from last year. So, I guess just keep going. It's like the picture of Washington crossing the Delaware, but instead of like actually going across moving water, it's like it'd be like the Titanic, like the Titanic as actively sinking. It's just like pointing forward. That's basically how I feel about this Phillies defense and the way that they've been signing players. But yeah, hopefully Turner can prove a little bit of defense and make us look confident and not get yelled at by Keith Hernandez again. That would be amazing. So, I guess looking at this, he's got 3 All-Star years in a row down. I think he gets 3 more, 2 or 3 more All-Star years, and then 2 to 3 years, good years to follow that up, and then you can actually like start to see his like rapid decline. I also love the Turner signing too, because I know I'm being a little bit crazy, but if Braden Marsh is like in a world where Turner's like perfectly like healthy and like perfect stamina, and Marsh is tired or God forbid injured, Turner can play center field with his speed, and he showed that he can play center field with the Nationals. And then you can have stop, play short, and you have a little bit of flexibility there. That's you're not gonna get Bogarts to play center field. I know that, but and then also like I don't think we're gonna. It depends on what we do with Stott, or even like toward the end of his career, Turner could just move over to second and just play the rest of his career there. I think Harper's gonna be the DH for the end of his career, but at least Turner can move to second, and we could put like younger guys at short and develop that way. Right, at least for right now. I know I'm being an optimistic Phillies fan, but with the again, I'll talk about this later tomorrow. But with the moves that the Mets and Braves are making, they don't really like shock me. Like they don't really make the teams that much better. Like this one made the Phillies a lot better, and all 3 of those teams are legitimate contenders. And the Phillies could actually run the table in the NL East this year with this Trea Turner signing, and then with like a quality 4 starter in Walker. We'll get into that too. And if they can fend off the Mets and Braves later a little bit, like the Mets don't have DeGrom or anybody, they can win the NL East. And honestly, the NL East is the hardest division in baseball. So, and the Phillies can make another run to the World Series, and it won't be that miraculous this time. You do it once based off of hope, or hoping that you could get there, and now you go back to the World Series knowing that you can get there. And also, I know this isn't the most controversial thing in the world, but number 7. Number 3 for Harper and number 7 for Turner. Maybe even like 27 for Nola. At least number 3 and number 7, they're getting retired. Those numbers are getting retired by the end of those years, and I'm calling it. So thank you all for watching. I know it's a short little episode. Just want to get this out for Trea Turner. Make sure to, again, follow and subscribe wherever you listen. If you can see me, hello, and all of those social media links should be showing up right now. And remember, even if Trea Turner gets injured immediately on impact, why did I say that? I just jinxed. I just spoke it into existence. I never learned. Even if he hits 40 home runs, there we go. There's a nice little comeback. Even if Trea Turner doesn't make a few errors sometimes and kind of gets on my nerves, keep your heads high because it's always sunny in South Philadelphia, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the reaction to the Mets and Braves sightings, and Sunday for like the Taiwan Walker and Matt Strom signings. So see you guys then.